Welcome back to ARC Tutorials. This is HTML full tutorial series for absolute beginners. In today's episode, we are going to learn a very important and fundamental principle in terms of elements. Those are block elements and inline elements. It is extremely important for especially if you are a beginner to understand what are block level elements, what are inline elements. And why are they important is because of the way the entire design can be manipulated. A lot of depends on that. So hence it's very important for you to understand these two concepts in terms of elements that we apply and how they look. That being said, I'll cover everything for you from basic to advanced with use cases and hands-on coding. Let's get started. This is part 17 of the series. If you have missed out on the previous episodes, I'll request you to kindly check them out. Everything is covered from basic to advanced. These will enable you to start designing your own pages, understand the existing code as well. Today we are learning about block and inline elements. Every HTML element has a default display value. Okay, the default display is block, okay, or inline in that case. Now there are two types only, remember. One is block, one is inline. Let's deep dive into more. So what are block elements? Block elements means they will always start on a new line and they will occupy 100% width. Okay, remember these two words. They'll always start on a new line and they will always occupy 100% width or full width, right? Now HTML tags like header, footer, article, these are all block elements. Divs, paragraphs, header, article, section, footer, aside, main, all are display and 100% width, which is block, right? Block element. Span is the only element that will not occupy 100% width. It will only occupy the width which is necessary. Okay, so I'm going to go back one slide up and just a recap. By default, all these elements like header, div, paragraphs, these are all block elements, which means they will always start on a new line and they will occupy 100% width. Whereas inline elements will not start on a new line and they will only occupy width which is necessary. Okay, now I will show you that with a lot of practical examples. I hope the theory is clear. I hope the basic explanation is clear. Let's dive into the hands-on now. Alright, so I'm going to we are doing in the same HTML file that you are continuing in the series. So if you see, we have already used a lot of paragraphs, H1s, all that, right? So what happens when we do a paragraph? Let's do that. This is a block element. I've just added one paragraph, which is a block element. Now I'll go here and refresh, and you see here it comes in the next line. Okay, it is automatically coming in the next line and it is occupying the 100% width. How do I know that? Let's see that. So here we can write background color and write aquamarine for now, and you see it the width of this element is 100%. That means it will occupy the entire width that is available. Okay, now you will see some gap here. That is because some browsers will leave some margin. We can always reset them, don't worry about it. Understand that any block element will occupy 100% width. It will always start in the new line. Now same way with div. Div stands for division in the page. This is a div and occupies 100% width. Now same thing I'm going to do, right? You can give any color. So see here, now this is a div which is occupying 100% width. Same way, if you use anything like section, right, which is a semantic HTML tag, this is a section for displaying data. Understand this concept because it's very important when you start designing your pages. Now see this, it's coming in next line and it is 100% width. Same way for article. Okay, Again, article doesn't have its own any style or anything, but we can use them for SEO and good practices, right? Okay, so now you understand light yellow. So these are all occupying 100% width. Now see what I'm going to do. These are all the examples of block elements. Block elements will occupy 100% width. Now we are going to learn about inline elements. Now I told you span is an example of inline element. So here I'm going to say this is a span 1. So see, this is span 1. Now if I put background color for this, now see, it is not 100% width. Can you see that? I'm putting a paragraph just to separate out. See, this is not 100% width. All these are occupying 100% width of the screen till here, whereas span is only occupying this much width. So what happens if we add more content? Where will it go? Any rough idea? Take a guess. That's right, it will go next to that. See, very important fundamental concept for you to understand. Whenever you want more than one in a row, you can use span, right? Because span will use only the width available to it. Now if the text is long text, it will still occupy whatever is available to it. Okay, that's the major difference between a block element and an inline element. Block elements by default will occupy 100% width and starts on a new line. Inline element will start wherever there is space and will only occupy width that it is required. Okay, this is the most critical, I would say, important understanding functionality that you should understand about block element and inline element. Do practice this, do type what I have typed exactly, get the same output. If you have any doubt, let me know, because whatever you're going to do from now on will involve a lot of block elements. Some places we will use inline element. Hence, this is very important. Sometimes your layout will not look good. Some elements are breaking here and there. It's all because of that. That being said, that brings us to the end of this tutorial. In the next two episodes, coming up episodes, I will cover classes and IDs. Once they are done, I'm going to do a live project, I promised you. Okay, I'm looking forward to that, and you would start coding with me and you would build your first beautiful website with me live here on Art Tutorials. I'm really excited, but before we get too excited, we have two more episodes to go. That is HTML classes and HTML ID. Those two are very important for you to grow as a developer. I hope you're learning from this series. I hope you're enjoying this series. And like I always say, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you for supporting me and my channel. Thank you.